Few days ago, we have ran a few series on ginger value addition. I was able to show you why the whole world is coming into Nigeria to buy ginger. And today, I want us to look at another value addition angle that nobody have thought about. Believe me, you have never seen it this way. Nobody have told you that you can simply do something to ginger and you will make a lot of money. But before I share this with you, I want to give you a practical example of what I did with some of my students late last year. So last year, around October, I went to Kaduna State. You know, Kaduna State in Nigeria here is one among the best states when it comes to ginger production. I will say other states will not produce ginger the same way Kaduna State does. But the difference is that they have mastered that art. You know, one thing with Nigeria is that we have very good soil, and this soil can accommodate almost all crops. But maybe due to culture and religion, people focus on one particular product, and then they become known with that product. Take for example now, for a long time, we have been told, we have been cultured to believe that cocoa cannot do well outside of a few states. You know, if they ask you right now to mention top 5 cocoa producing countries in the world, or let me say states in Nigeria, Benue State will not be part of that history. Taraba State will not be part of that count. But do you know that Taraba State also produced, cocoa was planted there and it did well. Cocoa was planted in Benue State and it did well. In fact, I saw cocoa that was planted in Jigawa State, or is it Adamawa State, one of the northern state, and it did well. But because we have not tested some of these things, we accredit them to a particular state. It's not bad, but the issue is that we need to be cultivating this on a commercial scale everywhere that the land and the weather is suitable. For a lot of years, I've never thought that cassava can do well in cold nuts. But let me bust your brain that cassava does extremely well in Bauchi State. You have never heard of it, but I came to understand that there are farmers there that produce cassava in large quantity. They might not be able to compete with Benue State or Oyo or Ogun State, but they do it well. So why am I saying this? I have watched a lot of videos on ginger value addition because this is what interests me. So when my student bought ginger last year, they bought a bag of ginger for, I think we bought a bag of ginger for 150,000 naira plus delivery. Some of them bought 50 bags, some of them bought 100 bags, some of them bought, depending on the land they wanted to do tests. And majority of them are from the eastern part of Nigeria, where we don't even see or believe or even imagine that it can do there. But small farmers have tested it, and they are giving us testimony that it did well. So why am I saying this? If you're from that axis, you can also plant your ginger. And what I've done with my team is that we have put on a class that will guide you as a complete beginner how to plant ginger, how to maintain the ginger farm to harvest. And I break that down for you here in several videos. And I'm also going to do that in my next video. We are going to run a check on how much it will cost you to plant 1 hectare of ginger, 1 acre of ginger, so you can see it, right? Now, when they bought this ginger was 150, but now a bag of fresh ginger is selling for 350 to 380 per bag, and this bag is around 80 kg. You know, normally here in many times our farmers don't measure their products on scale. So it's we who are traders who deal with people who are much more educated that try to convert this thing to see the weight. So the weight per bag that I'm giving you here is around 70 to 80 kg. It's not up to 100 kg. And they bought this thing. So when they bought 150, now it's selling for 350 on average. How much have they made? Now, this is what I want you to see it. They bought this ginger. The goal is to do what? Replant. They bought it as seeds. They were not buying the ginger to process to powder or process to any other product. they bought it with the intention to replant. Now, this is what I want you to do. Pay careful attention now. Like, stop everything you're doing and let's reason together. I don't know much, but do you know that I've watched a lot of videos from the Chinese people, and I've told you before that our ginger in Africa is far better than the ginger they produce in India and they produce in China. Nigeria has the best ginger. Africa is producing one of the best ginger in the world when it comes to oil content and many other things. Now, come to ask this thing. How many people do we have in Nigeria that have invested money in preserving ginger in its fresh state for a long time? Or let me say extended period of time. I was just thinking about this idea yesterday. I did a few research on that. And some of the things I want to share with you here, you'll be surprised. So just stay connected. Now, Nigeria is the largest or one among the largest ginger producers in the world. But when we produce this ginger, we are not adding value to it as we are supposed to do. So what are we doing with our ginger? Once we produce the ginger, we sell the ginger in raw form. Like that. The worst, or let me say the best kind of value addition we do to our ginger in Nigeria is we split it and dry, sun dry, and we resell. We are not adding any other value aside of splitting, dry, and resell. And then even this drying will depend on the sun. And this is one of the issues our ginger have. When you sun dry ginger, there are each and every possibility that some of them will lose either their texture or their color. Let me put it that way. You know, normally ginger is kind of yellow. Now, when you sun dry, because some of them might not be properly dried, maybe it will turn black or it will turn to a different color. So the world is preferring that, look, we will pay more if this ginger was uniformly dry. What this means is that they are just buying because they don't have option. I've traveled a lot, at least in northern Nigeria. I've seen a lot of states that produce ginger. And I can tell you that I've never come across a ginger drying factory. Like a facility that dry ginger using machines, using modern dryers. I've not seen it. Bulk of what we do in Kaduna State is sun drying. And the disadvantage of sun drying is that many times the drying will not be done uniformly. Some will be dried, some will not be dried, or some will be dried and the color changes because maybe the sun did not touch it well and it wet for some extended period of time and it turns bad. Now, we experience this with cassava. We experience this with groundnut. You know, I'm a farmer boy, right? I was born and brought up by farmers. My dad is a farmer. My mom is a farmer. My grandfather were all farmers. And this is one thing I grew up learning. When I was very young or younger, I hated farming. Why? Because the volume of stress we used to pass through and the output and the money we would get was not making sense to me. For example, we will struggle to harvest groundnut and dry, sun dry. I remember those years. Me and my sister will start crying once we see rain because we are depending on the sun to dry our groundnut. So when we harvest our groundnut fresh from the farm, we will need to dry it. Now, during the period of drying, we are competing with the rain. So when the rain start coming, we will rush, go and pack the groundnut, put inside the house. Then sun will come out, to rush, bring it out. We stress so much. So because of that stress, this is where I'm getting to. The groundnut will not dry evenly. Some of them will get rotten. In fact, there are some times where the rotten one will not even be higher than the good one because of we are battling with rain to dry our groundnut. My mom doesn't cultivate groundnut in large quantity this time around, but that was my experience those years. Now, the similar thing applies to ginger. But this is what I want you to do. I watched some videos of Chinese people, and I will attach some of those videos here so you can go through them and see what I'm saying. They have a factory that I've been watching on Facebook that they use in preserving fresh ginger. Do you know that there are many people in Nigeria that they prefer their ginger to be fresh? So I saw my mom doing this. My mother will go to the market because in Benue State, even though we have the good soil for ginger production, we don't do it on a commercial scale. So my mom, we buy ginger from the market and replant. And then once it's dry season, because we don't do irrigation in Benue State, my mom will need to harvest part of the fresh ginger because she prefer the ginger to be fresh. And many Nigerians prefer their ginger to be fresh. What she will do is that she will bring the ginger, then make a heap around the compound or at the backyard, bring some mulching grasses and put it there and be irrigating it every morning and evening so that the ginger will be fresh. Now, the ginger will normally bud from there and grow. So if she need patch, she will just come and open the soil and cut. Now, that same method of keeping your ginger fresh for that period of time is what I want you to look out for. Bro, if you invest money, build a very large warehouse of take all the fresh ginger and preserve them inside there and sell within the local market, you make bastard money. Sorry for using that word, but you make good money from it. I have seen this. Go to the market right now where you are and ask how much is a penta of fresh ginger and a penta of dry ginger, so you understand what I'm saying. And also ask the people who are dealing on this ginger which one people are buying more, people are patronizing more. There's a lot of money we can make if we just watch some of these Indian guys, some of these Chinese guys, and copy what they are doing. You don't need a new business idea for you to start making money in 2026. There are so many ideas that you can just copy and tweak and you start making money from it. I watched a video recently on Facebook of a guy who goes about asking billionaires and millionaires how they became billionaires. And one said he became a billionaire by owning a plumbing company. How many Nigerians now, or let me say Africans now, that are willing to build that kind of brand in plumbing? They don't. Everybody wants to be a medical doctor, a lawyer. They are also good. But what I'm saying here is that there are some businesses that we underrate that will give you money. My student who bought ginger at 150,000 and now ginger is 350. What did they do to that ginger to preserve it to be fresh to a level that they will plant now? Bro, they did practically nothing. The only thing my guy from Kaduna State taught them was that, oh, put the ginger in this kind of environment, cover it this way, monitor it this way, and that's all. They did not spend any money to preserve that ginger, and the ginger is still fresh till today. Many of them have sent me their videos and pictures in our community. So when I saw that, I said, bro, this money that you have lost here, if only that time you invested 10 million in buying fresh ginger and preserving, now you'll be selling that ginger seed to beginners that want to plant ginger, and you will cash out big. You will sell as ginger seed to people who want to replant ginger. You can sell to people who prefer fresh ginger to consume. You have a very large warehouse facility that preserve ginger in its fresh state. This one I'm not discussing about turning it to powder. I'm not even talking about processing it to any other thing. Just keep it fresh. This is what you can do. This idea just popped in my mind. And you know, one thing with me is that I have a lot of business, agri-business ideas, and I can't do them all. So if I'm sharing them here, my goal is that maybe you from the other end, you can pick and say, oh, let me go with this. I have my own business that I'm developing in agriculture. After I've lost my farm in 2021, I say, look, I can't remain like that. So what I'm doing is I'm rebuilding what I lost. So I might not be able to do other things. And that was one of the mistakes I did those years. I would see a beautiful idea, I would jump into it. Another beautiful idea, I would jump into it. Then at the end of the day, I was boxing so much that I lost so much money. So you from the other end, I will not advise you to do everything. But if you can pick ginger, focus on ginger, and invest money into selling fresh ginger, you will make a lot of money. The whole world is becoming health conscious. People are looking at ginger for many medicinal uses, being it herbal medicine and many things. People are looking out for ginger and they prefer fresh ginger. People use dry ginger because it's easier to access. But if you can invest money into preserving ginger, keeping it fresh, and fresh ginger can stay for almost 6 to 12 months. Your ginger can stay for almost 6 to 12 months. Remember, I'm telling you that we bought ginger in November of last year, and the ginger is still fresh till today in April of 2026. So if you count, that is how many months the ginger is still fresh. It has not rotten, and the people, we did not add any preservative to it. But based on the videos I've watched from these guys, if you come into this business and invest better money or better attention to it, you will be able to generate more revenue. And what are you going to do? Just simply buy the ginger, keep it in a well ventilated warehouse, monitor it, and allow the ginger to stay there while you sell in smaller units. So just do your research. Go on Facebook, go on Instagram, YouTube. Watch those guys. How are they doing it? We should be able to do this. We shouldn't just be net exporters of ginger or fresh ginger. We should also be adding value to it. And then this value addition, many farmers can't do it. Because many of our farmers, they don't have the financial capacity. So if they do 1 hectare of ginger, all they are doing there is that once I harvest, they will sell immediately. You from the other end of take the ginger, keep it, and you resell, and you will make a lot of money. Those farmers will be happy, you will be happy, everyone is good. So this is another idea about ginger value addition that I felt I to share with you, and I believe you should research on it and see how you can build a business around this product. This will even help you if you are looking at processing the ginger yourself. You will be able to buy down the raw materials when it's in large quantity, and you will know how to preserve it so it doesn't get bad. Watch some of the videos, research on it, and develop, add more sense to it, so you make money from ginger business. So thank you so much. My name is Denison. If you have gotten value from this video, please like the video, share the video with other people, and stay connected. Call me Billionaire Farmer. See you in the next video.